Okay. Let's see. Oh. We're going not there. Here. Yeah, we were going there. Fine, it's fine, it's fine. Oop. Alright. Oh. Nothing? Oh, we've been all this. Ooh, blood mage.
Away with you, foul creatures! Leave us alone!
Let's take him out quick. Oh, wait. This is a little louder than usual. There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, you were down, my bad. Lesser. Oh, he's down. We can get this.
Right.
Chainmail. Oh.
Mighty timely arrival there, my friend. I'm much obliged.
You're welcome.
The name's Bodon Feddick, merchant and entrepreneur. This here is my son, Sandor. Say hello, my boy.
Hello.
Road's been mighty dangerous these days. Mind if I ask what brings you out here? Perhaps we're going the same way.
It's a bit complicated, but you're welcome to come along.
Complicated? Somehow I imagine that only says half of it. Thank you for the offer, but there may be more excitement on your path than is good for my boy and me. Allow me to bid you farewell and good fortune.
Goodbye.
Now then, let's get this mess cleaned up, shall we?
Interesting. There we go. Sharp bow. That's what? Seal the letter. I won't go back. Let them hunt and dread finding me, but you, Millis, should not live like this. Should not live this life. It will please me if you find a life in the Circle Tower. I left a few things there, mostly stolen from the enchanters. Tell them to find a new path. The cache is in the study room, middle alcove. Goodbye.
We'll be off as soon as this mess is cleaned up. Thank you, Colonel,
Hello.
for all your assistance.
I wanted you to see where is the what the oh, it's just that's fine. Seriously, this is the way. Yep. Not yet. Save first. Then we can go.
Bad dreams, huh?
If you want to call it that. Let's see. It seems so real.
Well, it is real, sort of. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
The archdemon, is that the dragon?
I don't know if it's really a dragon, but it sure looks like one.
Ugh.
But yes, that's the archdemon. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me too.
Any other surprises I should know about?
Other than dying young and the whole defeat the blight alone thing, no. I'm all tapped out for surprises. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
All of your party's injuries are healed when you return to camp. There's a lot going on. Each party member can be found somewhere in the camp, making it an ideal location to hand out new equipment, give gifts, and talk. And you have an exclamation mark. Oh, we do have other stuff. Liliana. You have a long bow. What is the difference with the sharp bow? And notice how better range. Chainmail bolts. Nah. Lily, you still have ice arrows. Ooh. And what I do want to do is swap. I don't think we have. Oh, I sold the crossbow. Crap. What was the quest we got? There we go. Confident, the king's confidence. Fellow survivor of Ostagar has escaped the prison of Baron Lorenz and is seeking the aid of the Grey Wardens. The band's lands lie in the northwest regions of the Banner. The escaped prisoner has likely taken refuge in deep woods of the estate. Go to the party camp. The last time you traveled the open road, you caught a glimpse of a merchant in the distance. He appears to be following you. If you set up camp, you might be able to catch up to you. Travel to a sorcerer's past, or your trouble merchant awaits with a deal that may just be too good to be true. Interesting. Enchantment. Talk to the dwarves. Bolden and Sandal, the two dwarves from outside of Lothar, seem to have pulled their wagon to the outskirts of the camp. You should talk to them and see what services they can offer. First.
What do you need?
Do you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
He was like a father to you, I understand.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the blight and everything. I'm sorry.
No harm done.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
Yeah, do you?
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
I understand completely.
Of course, I'd be dead then, wouldn't I? It's not like that would make him happier. I think he came from Hyeba, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Dwarves don't practice cremation, do they? How do your people honor your dead?
We entomb our dead within the stone beneath our staves.
I heard about that, now that I think about it. Their spirits return to the rock, strengthening the foundation of the Tig. It sounds so strange.
No stranger than burning your honor dead to ashes.
I suppose you're right. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Whenever I go, maybe I'll go to Highover with you when you go.
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
He saved us. Why wouldn't we? Levy?
You're a hard woman to find. Where are my manners? The name is Levy. Levy Dryden. Did Duncan ever mention me? Levy of the coins? Levy the trader?
I'm Laddie. I've never heard of you.
Really? He never told you of old Levy? We've known each other for years. But here I am carrying on while you have a blight to stop. Don't want to waste your time. But you see, Duncan promised that together we'd look into something important for the Wardens. And for me. But poor Duncan's... well, no more. A tragedy it is, at that. But I know he would want his work carried on. His pledge fulfilled.
Oh, so go to Alistair. How did you know Duncan?
It's a bit of a tale, that is. But I'm the one who brought the Grey Wardens back to Ferelden. Well, I was one of the ones. There were a lot of us. Maker's breath, I'm a bit nervous. Honoured to be here, really.
What promise? But no, go ahead and tell your tale.
After King Marek freed us from the Orlesians, the Grey Wardens begged the King's permission to come into Ferelden, some sort of internal business. Me and a mess of other Warden sympathisers spoke on behalf of your order. Tan Loghain was very much against letting Orlesian Wardens in the kingdom. But Marek, Andraste, bless him, was a fair-minded monarch and he let them in.
I'm listening.
So that's why I was there when the Wardens and their leader, Genevieve, presented herself to the King. The first Wardens in Ferelden in over a century. Proudest day of my life, that was. Duncan was a bit of a scamp back then. We were of an age and struck up a friendship. The King himself went with the Wardens on their mysterious business. When he returned, he rescinded King Ardlan's decree, and the Wardens came back to Ferelden for good.
Why was the Grey Wardens cast out by Arland?
People say it's because the Wardens have become terribly unpopular. Just soaking up tires and not doing a bleeding thing for the kingdom. I say that's bollocks, as recent events have shown.
And Merrick dressing into the creatures like that.
Marek was a bit of a visionary. A powerful mind, that one. In his travels with the Wardens, he must have seen how important their cause was, and been moved by it.
I doubt that's the full story.
Ferelden was ravaged by war, and your dwarven cousins, well, they had a proper appreciation of Wardens. But make no mistake, King Marek was a giant among men.
Promise that Duncan make to you.
My family, well, past a bit checkered to see. Nobles look at us with disdain.
Same.
My great-great-grandmother, Sophia Dryden, was the last Warden commander of Ferelden back when the Wardens were known as freeloaders. So King Arlen banished the Wardens, and he took House Dryden's land and titles.
Just tell me what happened next.
Hard to say. After King Arlen died, there was a civil war, loads worse than this one. And our family was on the run, hunted by enemies, with nary a friend in the world. But Drydens are tough. We rebuilt, became merchants, and we never lost our pride.
I'm surprised you kept your name.
Our family's only crime was guarding the kingdom against the Blight. We're not ashamed of that.
Just tell me what I need to know.
Duncan wanted to reclaim the old Grey Warden base, Soldier's Peak, and perhaps we'll uncover evidence to restore my family's honour along the way. Nobody's been to Soldier's Peak since the Grey Wardens were banished, but I found a way. They say it's haunted, and it's certainly dangerous. Will you help me?
Why didn't Duncan help you?
Darkspawn surfaced in southern Ferelden, and Duncan got plenty busy recruiting new Wardens and meeting with good King Caelan. Duncan said he would help after the Battle of Ostergar. Said there might be useful things at the peak, but he never had the chance.
How will reclaiming the peak help the Warden?
Soldier's Peak is strategic and symbolic importance. Duncan said that it would be worth it right there. He also hoped to recover lost Warden history and perhaps a few old relics. No one knows what's up there now.
Your family's faith will be rewarded. I will help you.
1,000 blessings upon you, Warden. I'll mark down the location on your map. When you arrive, we'll pick our way through the tunnels together.
Levy offered to take you through the maze of tunnels that lead to the old Grey Warden's base of Soldier's Peak. It was just to uncover proof that his ancestor, Sophia Dryden, was the hero his family always thought she was. The history of the Dryden. In the years following the siege of Soldier's Peak, all those who carried the Dryden name were hunted by King Arden's forces. Our noble Dryden name was smeared, and all lands and holdings belonged to the Drydens were seized by the crown. The king feared that the rebellion started by Sophia would be kept alive by her loyal friends and family, and anyone with connections to the Drydens suffered greatly. It is little wonder then that the few remaining Drydens found themselves with no allies in the word of the term. Tobin Dryden, Sophia's brother and guardian of her young son, had no choice but to flee for Ferelden. Tobin bought passage to Antigua on a merchant vessel and traveled under the name De Rocher. Once in Antigua, Tobin set about building a new quiet life for himself and his nephew. He started a small business and eventually made a name for himself as a trader. The De Rocher merchant family prospered, and the name Dryden was almost forgotten. However, in 815, Blessed, Sylvie de Rocher uncovered old documents belonging to Tobin and pieced together the family's history. In her pride, and perhaps in her nativity, Sylvie reclaimed the name Dryden and returned to Ferelden. King Arlen lies dead, and the Dryden name lives on. Our family has survived, but even thrived. Since the death of Sophia Dryden, the nobles of Ferelden may still spit on the Dryden name, but we Drydens know that Sophia Dryden was greater than them, almost the queen and a hero of the people of Ferelden. That's cool. Not many here. Let's go talk to Sandal.
Ah, it's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fennec at your service once again. I saw your camp and remember the kind offer that you made the last time we met. And is there anywhere safer for a poor merchant and his son to sleep? I think not. I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
What are you selling exactly? What are you what are you selling?
Anything, everything, but all of the finest quality. No cheap trinkets here. And my boy Sandal happens to be a bit of a hand with enchantments. Oh, yes. Sadly, it also makes us a target for bandits and the like. If there were spare hands to hire as guards, I would have done so long ago.
You're free to stay. Just mind yourselves.
Wonderful. Thank the kind lady, won't you, boy?
Thank you, kind lady.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
What enchantment does he do?
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
And there you have it.
I want some enchantment then.
Enchantment!
We have Oath Keeper that Alistair is using. Undead, Darkspawn, Electricity, Darkspawn. All enchantable items in the party inventory, including those currently equipped, can be upgraded by an enchanter, as long as you also have runes available. Select the item you wish to enchant, then drag and drop the desired runes to the spot on the item.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
What's your story exactly?
Well, if you're really interested, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I'm originally from Orzammar, just as you are, I suspect. You don't have the look of a surface dwarf about you. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Our glory isn't lost.
Well, you can think that if you wish, if that gives you comfort, but some of us prefer to look at things as they are and see the truth. But we were talking about how I ended up here. Well,
That is true.
one day, a noble woman came to my store. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
What happened then?
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost tigers. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
Better to do something with it than leave it alright.
That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
And now here you are.
Yes, here I am. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
We heard any rumors.
I hear that Tier Logain, the regent, is calling for new levies of troops. He wants to rebuild the army we lost at Astagar.
Of course he does.
Thing is, there's not a lot of spare men to be found. Out at Dragon's Peak, there's press gangs roaming around, grabbing any free man they can lay their hands on. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
But where did the goods come from, not the deep road? You didn't mention your song in your tale.
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think. And he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
Blood isn't all that important.
That's how I've always felt. As long as he's happy, so am I.
We've seen our
It's
mother.
not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that
I can
before, to
see
be
it.
honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least.
Where do these goods come from, not the deep road?
Look, we don't rob people, all right? We don't take things from people that need them. The things in the Lost Tides, what good did they do lying there? I brought them back to Orzammar, where people could look at them and remember. It's not all that different up here. There are places long abandoned by the humans everywhere. Even
we've
more
been
now
looting
with the
left and right.
Darkspawn coming.
What do you mean?
People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. Is that so bad? They destroy everything they touch.
Better than letting the Darkspawn take it up. Well, actually, everyone has to make a living somehow.
That's what I tell
From our
myself, too.
backstory.
Ah, these are dark times indeed. Dark times, my friend.
Let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Which we appreciate. Don't need. Actually. Longbow. What are we? Shortbow can go. Longbow can go. Now we have Maul and mace. Don't need both. Now the mace. Don't need the boots. Nah. Alright, do you have a freaking bag? You do? We have 17 flasks. Go us. Filler? Poultices. Oh. Just off. Ranger Templar. That sucks. Longbowman. Belts. Merchants. Increases monetary gain. Ember. Regenerate stamina regen. I don't want none of that right now. Striker. White glove. Critical effect. Oh, it's lesser injury. We have 5. Interesting area. We have 3. Oh wait. Alistair doll. We sold that. Oh. How about that? Yes, it. He goes down. That's much.